Shalom and welcome to another in our series of podcasts from Temple Beth Am, a dynamic center for conservative Judaism in Los Angeles. This is Meditation and Mindfulness with Rabbi Adam Kligfeld.
Good morning to those who are in my office at Temple Beth Am. Good morning to those who are joining on Zoom. Hello to anyone watching on Facebook Live. Hello to anyone who's listening to this on the Temple Beth Am podcast series. Kudos to all of you who have been through an intense days of spiritual inquiry and are now interested in a few more minutes of intention, of attention, of mindfulness. I was thinking about a word which comes out a lot in our davening and the Amim Noraim, and then it appears in a different way in the holiday coming up, Sukkot, and that's the word aguda. It appears in the davening in the opening part of the Amidah that we say every time we daven Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, v'ye'asu chulam aguda achat, that we should all become one aguda, and aguda is a gathering, a binding, a unit. The idea is that we're praying for a certain togetherness of the Jewish people, a certain unity in the presence of God, the very thing that we actually lack terribly right now in the Jewish people and in the American people. And then, how does it play out in Sukkot? The arba minim, the four species that we come together, is referred to as an aguda, ogdimoto, the halacha says. You actually bring them together. An agudat ezov, a coming together of different species. I was thinking about that the coming together of the etrog and the aravot and the hadas and the lulav, it's actually an inorganic bringing together because those species have nothing to do with each other, right? And there are plenty of midrashim that they represent different parts of the body. The lulav is the spine, the etrog is the heart, the hadas are the eyes, the aravot are the lips, all the different ways that you can either praise or you can curse. It's a wonderful midrash that tries to bring together four disparate things. The only thing those four things they have in common is that they're plants, and that the Torah says to bring them together. And it was occurring to me that the reason why aguda, the notion of coming together as one, is worthy of a prayer in thy holidays, is because it's so hard to do. Right? It's actually hard to hold those things together. If you're one who observes the mitzvah of lulav, like sometimes it's awkward to hold all of those species together. And I was thinking, therefore, it's a worthy tefillah, it's a worthy aspiration to try to bring things together that are not naturally a unit, because it's challenging. And then I was thinking about it in terms of an internal process, right? The different parts of who we all are. And hopefully they were on display on some level over the last few days, right? You have different parts of you, the parts of you that wants to do tshuva and wants to change. There are parts of us that like ourselves exactly as we are. We like our straying, we like our sins. We sin because it feels good, right? Right? We sin because it's easier. We sin because it's convenient. And it's okay to say that there's a part of us that likes that. Obviously, if we didn't like it, we wouldn't do it. Most people don't sin because it doesn't feel good, right? I mean, there could be things that are self-harming eventually, right? But, people who are addicted to anything, including transgressions, are doing it because in that moment it feels good. It's an endorphin rush. Right? So how do we do an aguda of those parts of ourselves, our striving selves and our complacent selves, our wanting to be better tomorrow selves, we're kind of okay as we are selves? How do we do an aguda, not only within the disparate parts of the members of our community, but the different parts of ourselves? So I think in a meditative mode, it's the latter one that's more interesting, because you might find different parts of you in this meditation. And then the challenge is, how do you embrace it as a coherent unit, right? To not split yourself apart, to not do what Voldemort had to do to Horcrux himself into different pieces of who he was. Probably the only time Voldemort has been invoked when discussing Aguda Achat. But maybe not. With that in mind, let us descend into a meditative mode. Take your position very intentionally. Involves a little bit of shifting, that's okay, or just, if you're already in the actual position, just claim it as if it wasn't accidental. Begin to release yourself into this moment. Give yourself the permission to let everything go, let everything hang. Let your spine be doing most of the work of keeping you upright. And see if you can imagine every cell, every piece of flesh in your body pulled down by gravity. See if you can clear your mind from the relentless intrusions of our monkey brains. A thought comes to you, an image, something you have to do later today, something you've been pondering. Imagine it contained in a helium balloon. Look at the thought with some distance, and then release it, and watch it disappear. And the next time you notice another thought arriving, continue doing the same. It's like swallowing. It keeps coming. But at some point you can transcend your focus on it. It just becomes something in the background. So your inner zone, the inner womb of your consciousness, the bullseye, is empty, expansive, serene. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And accept these moments with gratitude and grace and love in your heart. Conjure the word Aguda. If you think in Hebrew, you can think of it in the Hebrew letters Aleph, Gimel, Vav, Daled, Hey, or the root Aleph, Gimel, Daled. Or form the word in your mind's eye with the English letters, spelling out Aguda. It's a binding. a tying together of different things, a bundle, a unit. Multiplicity is turned into a singularity, but it needs something to keep it together. It needs a knot, or a belt, because it doesn't want to stay together. There is centripetal force constantly threatening to break it apart. But you keep doing an oged, a wrapping around, by keeping it together, almost like a sheepdog in the British Highlands, running circles around the flock to keep even one from straying. See if you can picture your very self as an aguda, a constantly moving, constantly expanding multiplicity of selves, with another force in the opposite direction, keeping you contained, keeping you coherent, holding you together. The forces are present in both directions at all time. But for the moment, meditate on the forces that push in, the forces that bind. How do you maintain yourself as an aguda echat? How do you maintain yourself as a whole? How do you live in one body as one who wants to stray and one who wants to stay? One who wants to grow and one who wants just to be. It's all you. Aguda achat. The one seeking mitzvah and the one permitting yourself aveira, transgression. It's all you. How do you pray as an aguda achat? How do you love as an aguda achat? How do you breathe as an aguda achat? begin to emerge and ascend, whether it feels just the right time to do so or too soon or too late. And we'll share and say the final prayer together. We'll say this 3 times. May we and all beings have happiness in the causes of happiness. May we all be free of suffering in the causes of suffering. May we all experience true happiness that has no taint of suffering. May we live in great equanimity, free from burdening attachment to loved ones and contempt for others, but rather with compassion for all. May we and all beings have happiness in the causes of happiness. May we all be free of suffering in the causes of suffering. May we all experience true happiness that has no taint of suffering. May we live in great equanimity, free from burdening attachment to loved ones and contempt for others, but rather with compassion for all. May we and all beings have happiness in the causes of happiness. May we all be free of suffering in the causes of suffering. May we all experience true happiness that has no taint of suffering. May we live in great equanimity, free from burdening attachment to loved ones and contempt for others, but rather with compassion for all. Say to you all, Shalom, Namaste, Shabbat Shalom, early good Yantif, happy sukkah building and species binding, and have a good day.
You have been listening to another in our series of podcasts from Temple Beth Am, a dynamic center for conservative Judaism in Los Angeles. If you enjoy these podcasts, we invite you to write a review on the Apple Podcast site or wherever you get your podcasts. For more information about Temple Beth Am Los Angeles, go to tbala.org.